Welcome back to the show. This is still Entertainment Guide on DGN TV. I'm very excited about today's show because guess what? I'm going to be celebrating somebody who has contributed immensely to the growth of the Ghanaian music space, who continues to still do that. Of course, he currently sits at the office of the president at the Musician Unions of Ghana, MUSIGA, and of course, has been in the music space for over 4 decades, worked with all the amazing talent you can find in the West African continent, Africa. And he's graceful enough to give us an interview here today. Uncle Bessa Simon is my guest on the show. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing very, very great.
Great. I'm very excited about today because, it's been long overdue, this conversation. We're looking forward to have you for some time now. But quickly, how are you doing health-wise? I mean, mentally, how are you doing?
Well, I mean, by God's grace, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. Things are calm, and I managed to have my checkup. Everything is okay. So I presume I'm okay, at least for this year.
All right, great. Quickly, can you take us to your early days? What inspired you to pursue music?
Oh, well, like I always say, I was born into a music home.
Okay.
Where there was music everywhere. My dad was a music teacher, a choir master, church organist. So, those days people come to the house, learn how to play piano, learn theory, music theory and things like that. So I can hear what the pieces they are playing and, with my ears, I can pick some few things. And so I remember my dad sat me down one day, so music is also written, and this is how it's written. This is the middle C. The middle C on the keyboard is this one, the one in between your legs. And then, the rest is history, and that's where it started. And so I played in the church, and things like that for a while. Then I saw a band rehearse. And it was so exciting. I was really hooked to the band rehearsing, and this was in Cape Coast. I was just a little boy. Wow. And so when I had the chance, I heard different music. We had a piano, but I could, when I hear music, I can just play it, So I started playing, songs from the Beatles, Millicent Small, those guys, I used to play songs from them, play James Brown, and things like that. And then that's where it started,
But what would you say had been your biggest, music influencer as an artist coming up?
Oh, a lot of people. Ebo Taylor is one, C.K. Man is one, Kakeku is one, Dr. KGC. Then if we go outside Ghana, Hugh Masakela, Manu Dibango, Joe Sample, a lot of them. They have Marvin Gaye, there are people who have done amazing things, Luther Vandross, and also, not forgetting the great band that ever lived, and it's still going, Osibisa.
Of course, I was about to bring that into the conversation. You were once a solo artist. How were you able to transition from a solo artist to somebody being part of the great Osibisa band?
Well, I was a keyboard player first. I played for so many bands in Ghana before I traveled outside Ghana. I led, a band in Tema, the Dutch Bengals, and I've been a band leader for a while. So playing keyboards, it got to a point, and I think that was when Juwelaka's first song came out. I think it's called Yekimio. So everybody was talking about it. And I realized that, wow, in music, you have to record. If you don't record, then, you don't leave any legacy that people will hear. And, I could hear A.B. Crenshaw singing all the time on the radio and things when I was growing up. So I started writing songs, And of course, I went to music school at Winneba. So I was very interested in orchestration, and orchestrating, knowing different kinds of arrangements and things like that. So that has helped me, in a production there. So you can tell since I did my first recordings and people heard what I could do, a lot of people came to me to produce their songs, you know, for them also. Of course, I did audio engineering because some of my heroes like Fela Kuti, he did audio engineering, so he understands how sound works and he knows how to push his levels when it comes to mixing and mastering songs. That's why his sound was so unique. So I did that, and that was why I was able to, you know, produce artists like the Tego Sisters, Felix Owusu, Papa Yankson, you know, and a whole lot, and people from outside Ghana and things like that.
Yeah, great. You were part of the Osibisa band. Many of the young generation who is watching the show today may not know much about them, but what would you say was one of the core pillars or characteristics of that band that has made them stand the test of time?
Yes, talking about Osibisa, this is something that has never happened in the world at their times. So let's talk in the 70s.
Okay.
So I was at Agri Memorial.
Oh, wow.
And those days, we just had a small box television. I remember it was white in color. And every Saturday, we glue, you know, be in front of this tele. Everybody wants to sit somewhere to watch because they do Top of the Pop.
Wow.
From London, from UK. And one day we were watching and we saw these guys in, you know, the Ghana Northern boots, batikari and things like that. And they were playing
instruments.
And everybody, all the white people, the whole world was cheering. And so we started inquiring, who are these, you know? And then the next time we saw them on Top of the Pops, they played a song called Aiko Biaye.
Wow.
We know Aiko is from Ghana, so straight away we know this band is going to connection.
Yes.
So we followed them and we got to know that they are called Osibisa. Wow. And they came out at a time where blacks were fighting for their rights all over the world. Apartheid was serious in South Africa. Blacks are not allowed to do certain things, you know. States. Yeah. So they came out and they were as good, if not better, than most of the white bands that were rocking at that time.
Wow.
And so the whole Africa, the whole black race said, this is our band. So this is how big Osibisa was. Everywhere they go, all the blacks and the whites who believe in freedom and good music, you know, they follow them. Yeah. What Osibisa did was they took high life and fused it with every genre in the world.
Wow.
You know, it doesn't matter at that time what is happening is what they did. And people bought into it. I mean, this is a band that got to a stage, they, you know, fly in private jets, you know, 5-star hotel, you know, I mean, big things, you know, when they are somewhere and they have to go and do a television, they fly them in a private jet, they go and then they come back. And when they play, you can see that, no, this message means everybody can do what they want to do and do it better.
Yes.
You know, this is what Osibisa was about. I mean, I remember I played in a group in Ghana called The Third Eye. And Osibisa did a concert at the Accra Sports Stadium. And The Third Eye, the band that was playing, I think we had Afro Moses as a singer, Hope guitar, Pakwisa bass, Osei drums, Tony Mensah vocals, and it was a solid band. I mean, this is a band that started charging from thousands those days. Wow. You know, very good management, you know. And we opened the show for them. Wow. You know, and then when they finished, they had a party, and we went and played for them too. Great. And that is when I met Osibisa personally. Wow. And then, you know, so we were talking, and I remember Mark Twain said, hey, anytime you are in London, if you find yourself in London, you know, look for me. Come.
So they were based in London?
They were based in London, yeah. The group started in London, and they were based there. So it gets to a point, the English people claim that Osibisa belongs to them.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, so Ghanaians, we know they are for us.
Yes, because even the songs they'll be performing, it's typically
Exactly.
Ghanaian. Let's talk about High Life. Something that you've pushed, projected throughout your career. Quickly, what would you say is the state of the High Life genre right now in Ghana and even Africa?
I mean, High Life is still popular, it's still great, it's still trending, but not trending the way it should be trending.
Okay.
You know, High Life is embedded in every Ghanaian. Yeah. That is why when you go somewhere and they're playing Jerry Hansen's music, you see all the young people, they feel it, they understand it. Yeah. It's in their genes, and they start dancing and, you know, reacting to the music. Yeah. Because as we were growing up, our parents played High Life music, and so it is ours. Okay. You know, I think with High Life, I mean, I will never stop calling myself a High Life artist. Okay. You know, because I look unique. Everywhere I go, people ask, so what is High Life music? And I explain. And because the music is so infectious, whenever you play it, people know that you are telling them the truth. But I think with High Life music, you know, the performers, the Ambules, myself, Amanziba, you know, we are, you know, the one fronting it now. Yeah. But we need the young ones not to be afraid to say, you know, High Life belongs to us.
They find it difficult to even identify themselves as High Life. Rather, they call themselves Afrobeat artists.
Because, I mean, when you sing, everybody can tell you are from Ghana and you are singing High Life over other beats, fine. And because that window has been left open by the trending artists now, other countries see that there is a loophole somewhere that they can go and claim it. You know, I'm sure you remember what happened in Nigeria. Yeah. It happened long time, and they wanted to claim it.
Recently, we've heard Yemi Alade
that's the third
talk about it, that High Life originated from both Ghana and Nigeria.
No.
It's not true?
Not true. It's when Kwame Nkrumah started traveling with High Life bands from Ghana.
Oh, really?
Yes, like the E.T. Mensah across the West Coast. Oh. That is when other countries, you know, saw big bands and small bands like Kofi Same and some of the concert bands also went to Nigeria playing High Life. And then Nigerians realized that, oh, we can also do our music like this. And that's how, I mean, I've played with S.C. Roji from Sierra Leone. He plays Pamwa music, but he plays High Life. And he always says, anytime I play with him, he says, oh, I wish I understand High Life like you do. Okay. You know? And they are all copying from Ghana. And because music works like your language, your vegetation that, you know, gives you instruments, the food you eat, even eating pepper and hot chili and all contributes to our music. Because if we are expressing that, you know, we will do some gimmicks that
to be reflective in the music.
Exactly. You know, it's like a football team playing, and most of them understand the language. So instead of pass the ball to me, you know,
exactly.
No foreigner will understand, then we can score more goals.
Great. But what you said is the third time a Nigerian or any prolific person from Nigeria has come out to say High Life some way somehow comes from their end as well. Why do we keep hearing these conversations come up? I mean, Nigerians trying to claim High Life as theirs.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, the first time it took Professor Collins, the white man Ghanaian, that's how I call him, to go to Nigeria and prove to them, because he's written so many books about High Life. He proved to them that High Life originated from Ghana. And I'm sure that man, the actor from Nigeria,
Peter Dochi.
Yes, Peter Dochi. He knows how High Life came to Nigeria, and he knows where it came from Ghana. That is why even now, if you hear Nigerians playing the Afrobeats, they've taken our High Life progressions. And they are singing their Juju style or Afrobeat style, Fela style on it. But in a modern way, as a young man will project. Also, we've been trying to claim High Life as our intangible heritage, you know, so that if this is, registered by UNESCO, then it means anytime they mention high life, people will know that this music is from Ghana, like it's from Jamaica, or rumba from Congo. So for me now, I think because we as Ghanaian musicians are not claiming it, people see that there's a gap somewhere that, you know, like someone will say, if this one I deal with if it was us, we will, I mean, take it, make it so authentic that nobody can copy. And I mean, people travel to come and learn how to play high life in Ghana, you know. When I was in the UK, I mean, there was this guitarist called Phil. He came to live in Ghana for about 5 years, learning how to play amponsan or donso, and he plays so well. And now he fuses it with his things, and he's a big guy, you know. So I think we have to claim high life. Just don't be afraid, don't be shy. Being a high life artist is very prestigious. I mean, nobody can be like you. Even if you're a musician and you a Ghanaian musician, whenever you sing, we know where you're from. We know you are singing high life. Me, I know. You don't sing any. I play with the white men plenty all over the world. But when a Ghanaian sings, even Nigerians, they know you are singing Ghana. You are singing high life from Ghana.
Guys, let me just tune in this Entertainment Guide on DJ, and I'm having a conversation with legendary, Bessa Simons. He's my guest on the show today, and of course, he wears the hat of the president of the Musician Union of Ghana. Quickly, let's talk about MUSIGA. What's the state of MUSIGA?
Well, I mean, MUSIGA is doing well. This is my second year as the MUSIGA president. And I mean, we've done a lot because MUSIGA has been through a lot. But the good thing is that now we are on calm waters and we are putting all the necessary structures in place. Before we came into power, there hasn't been conference for a long time. The constitution was lying for a long time, but we've managed to review the constitution. We have a new constitution now. We had our first conference, and this year we're going to have another conference. But the good thing about MUSIGA is that now a lot of young people are joining MUSIGA. Because we are doing so many, you know, important projects for them. I mean, this year MUSIGA being 50 years, that's our golden jubilee. We've put so many interesting and very important projects together and activities. And some are fun, some are, you know, like symposiums, workshops, everything together. And what we are doing first is that this March, last year we started, so we put the month of March there. And what we do is that we showcase the talent of the young people. And this year what we are doing is all MUSIGA young members, or if you want to join MUSIGA, we've set up a band, call it the MUSIGA band. And all the young musicians are rehearsing with the band. What we mean is you are learning how to play with a live band. And then we have myself, Reverend Yosin, and other people teaching them what you can do with the live band, how you can express yourself with the live band, you know, where you have to do your breaks, do your dance, stop, how to talk to the crowd, the audience, and things like that.
Stage performance.
And so we've done a lot for them. And now we're partnering with Akwaba Festival. So on the 6th and 7th, all these young, talented artists will be performing at the forecourt of the National Theatre. And I mean, and we've got great producers, audio engineers coming to see who will catch their attention. So if they can produce them or, you know, sign them to their labels, then they do it. So, I mean, we'll be having our last rehearsals Monday and Tuesday. And so if you come to our office, now our office is around the post office. A big multimedia house, we are down there. And what it is they are coming for their final rehearsals, and I don't even want to miss it because there's so many great talents out there yearning to come out, and this is what music is doing. At the same time, we'll be doing free health screening because musicians' health is very important to us.
Yeah.
So on the 13th, we'll be doing that free health screening, and once we finish the free health screening, we're having a workshop, and the workshop is about music and tourism.
Okay.
You know, how the role that music should play to bring in more tourists and where to go to perform. And so, you know, we have offices around the 11 regions.
Okay.
So with executives ready to work.
All right.
So this year, as part of our Golden Jubilee and in going forward, every region will be providing entertainment at the tourist sites.
Wow.
At the same time. And then after that, we will do cleaning exercise. We want to go and clean the beach.
I know there's a deliberate attempt to rebrand MUSIGA, and I know you've embarked on it. And I know you have a lot of charitable programs that are coming.
Yeah.
But quickly, can you talk about the insurance as well? I know you have. You have an insurance policy for our musicians as well. Please, can you talk about that?
It's very important. I mean, as part of our benefits, you know, I mean, is that we have AMWEF, Aged Musicians Welfare Fund, and this was set by the previous administration. And we are continuing with it.
Okay.
Last year, we did Authentic High Life Night to restart because when COVID came, we couldn't do anything.
Okay.
So we've started again, and with this, it's a group life insurance there as well. So every aged musician gets insurance free.
Oh.
And also when you are sick, the fund, the AMWEF fund also looks after you. Wow. And this has looked after so many musicians.
Wow.
There are operations, you know, when you get all different expensive operations. Yeah. And so we've started that. But with the group life insurance, I mean, when you are sick, you know, you benefit from it. When you lose your spouse, when you lose your child, and you alone, you know, a lot of musicians have benefited from it, you know. I mean, speak of Nana Mpedu, Michael Fori, you know, and some are even now yet to receive theirs. And it's quick. Once something happens, they come and look after. We're doing this scheme with the SIC.
Yes.
And
it's a great initiative,
yeah.
and I must commend you and your entire administration.
Thank you.
You guys are doing amazing. 50 years is no joke. I know you've had your fair challenges as well. But what would you say would be your biggest challenge so far as MUSIGA president?
Well, I think the whole thing is that I must, you know, before I go on, permit me to congratulate, you know, the former presidents of MUSIGA, because they've done very, very well. To hold the fort for another president to come is a very big deal, you know. So the likes of Joe Mensah, Koni Mo, Asidi Kubuari, Diana Hobson, Obo, you know, all of them. You know, I think they've gone about, I think they've done very, very well. But for me, the biggest challenge I'm having now is, you know, more people not joining MUSIGA. I think everybody should join MUSIGA. I mean, one reason is that we need a union. And I need everybody to rally behind me. If I say rally behind me, rally behind MUSIGA. And, you know, bring in the great ideas that you have for us to shape the policies that we need. You know, I mean, it's okay sitting on the fence and criticizing MUSIGA all the time, but that will not bring the change that you want to see. So I am once again always encouraging musicians to come and join, because individually we cannot do it. It hasn't worked. I mean, from time immemorial, but once you become a big star, you think, hey.
I was about to come to that.
Exactly.
It looks like many of the top artists are distant from MUSIGA.
Yeah.
I mean, the Shatawali, Sarkodie, Stoma, we don't really see them in many of the MUSIGA activities.
I think that is very sad because, you know, you are waiting for someone to make it for you. You know, my members that I have, most of them are up-and-coming artists, or the older guys who held the fort, you know, and they have kept MUSIGA in place, you know. They pay their dues, they come to meeting, they come to workshops, and some of the workshops too will benefit some of the voiceless musicians who are sitting home, and, you know, and our dues is very, very fair, you know. So I think this is the time for all of us to come together. I mean, doctors have their union, whether they like it or not, they join. You know, so this is the time. If you are not joining us, I mean, I have seen so many great artists come and go. We don't stay at the top forever. You know, but somewhere along the line, somebody will also sacrifice their time to come and make sure that we do things together. And when someone does that, like I'm doing, he needs your support. You know, I need all the A-list artists to come.
And what do you think is the reason why they've not been part of the union?
I don't know, and I don't agree with some of the reasons, you know.
What are some of the reasons?
So MUSIGA is not attractive enough. But what is attractive? You know, if you join MUSIGA, you make it more attractive.
Exactly.
If you don't join MUSIGA, it becomes unattractive. So that is the time you have to come. And the young ones are looking forward to you. You know, and nobody knows tomorrow. I just want to say this. The other thing is, people wait when they are in trouble. Then everybody will say, MUSIGA, MUSIGA, MUSIGA. By the time that you are on top, this is the time you make sure MUSIGA stands on its feet. You know, if somebody should come now and say, hey, I'm a musician, I can't do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Whilst MUSIGA don't know about that, MUSIGA can move and go and fix that. You know, I mean, we're putting so many policies in play which we've written to the government. I mean, for example, about waiving some taxes on the instruments we use. Imports. You know, training should be accessible. Schools,
capacity building.
Schools should start, you know, learning the basic music so that our children will grow by knowing the rudiments of music. You know, you don't have, and if they want to pursue further studies, fine. You know, we want all these things to be, and also to make sure that my aim and my vision is that in 2 years' time, whenever anybody listens to music, it should be converted into money into your account.
Wow.
Like it happens all over the world.
Yes. Speaking of that, let's talk about the royalty system. We know GAMRO's license has been revoked. However, what is MUSIGA doing in support of royalty collection, I mean, in partnership with GAMRO? Is there any plans underway?
Yeah, I mean, we just had a meeting with GAMRO, and they told us exactly what is happening. I think what is happening is unfortunate. And so we are going to go further to meet with other parties and see how we can fix it. Because GAMRO has been going through its own challenges. But to stop them from collecting royalties, you know, I don't think it's the right way to go. Royalties should be collected. And I know GAMRO has made some steps into making things work. MUSIGA has to. I mean, we are a part of a team that has, you know, helped build a digital portal for GAMRO to collect royalties digitally, so that people, we cut off the manual work, going somewhere to collect. Everything will be digitized, you know. And this is the time GAMRO was going to do the pilot to see how it works, so that you even know how much you've earned. You even know who has used your music, how much you earned, but now they can't go out to collect royalties. And so I think that is unfortunate. And
you guys are working on
MUSIGA, we are supporting GAMRO to make sure that things are in place, because all GAMRO members are MUSIGA members.
Yes. We're wrapping up the conversation, but for me, one of the things that worries me about MUSIGA is I believe that these artists, I mean these top A-list artists, have huge influence. And for that matter, I believe strongly that if they are part of MUSIGA, MUSIGA would look more attractive, would be bigger and all that. But I don't know if you've had personal conversations with them to find out what is the challenges that aside the fact that they've said it's unattractive. But quickly, as you are here, can you say anything that would change their mindset so that they can join? Because if you look at GPRTU, these are truck drivers, but look at the kind of force and command they have in this country. When they say they are increasing their fares, and when the fuel prices are up, they are able to have meetings with leadership in government. So I want MUSIGA to be that formidable in the sense that if there's anything, Shatter, Stone, Sarkodie, all these artists can put out a tweet on social media that can rally support, so that because it makes the work very difficult for you as well. So this is your camera. Anything that you want to say in order to invite all these top A-list artists to join MUSIGA before we wrap up the conversation?
Yeah. I think that is very important, and like we all know, unity is strength. We are also MUSIGA. We are also not just sitting down doing nothing.
No, right.
We have found a way to go to some of them.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, some of them have been very supportive. I mean, I don't want to mention names, you know, but I know some artists who have been very, very supportive towards MUSIGA. But the ones that haven't come, we have a plan this year to go to them.
All right.
You know, and then have a discussion with them and see how, you know, we can work with them, you know, because we need them and they also need us, because I'm not going to be here forever, you know, and so nobody's going to be here forever. So we do our bit, and if you come in, you see what goes on at MUSIGA, and then you see some things that could be changed, and you never know. You might be feeling like becoming MUSIGA president. But if you don't know what's going on at MUSIGA, when you come, it will be a bit, you know, rough. But once you join MUSIGA, you make it better for you to become a better president.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show. You can add up.
Okay, before I go, I was going to say this year we have a lot of activities.
Yes.
The other one we have is in August, we will have our conference, and then the Golden Jubilee Day. That is where we'll have our awards and things like that.
Wow.
And then in December, first week in December, we have an all-women festival, music festival, all-women music festival. And with this, women musicians from all over the world, South Africa, Zimbabwe, America, you name it, China, Japan, they're all coming to Ghana.
Wow, that's
to
huge.
have a 3 days conference, music, you know, with our female musicians, collaborations and things like that will go on. And then we will crown the whole year with our grand ball.
Wow.
And our grand ball, we're praying that, you know, the sitting president will come with the central right to come and grace this great occasion. That is where we raise funds for the Aged Musicians Welfare Fund.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show. It's a pleasure to have you here. We are wishing you all the best, and of course, we are here to support anything that MUSIGA is doing, because this show is proudly powered by music, so you cannot do away with music. So we'll support you in any way. I want to say congratulations to you for all the good work you are doing, and we pray that God help you to achieve and do more. Thank you very much for joining us. Guys,